Good morning, respected teachers. Welcome to the third day of the online faculty development program that is on NEP 2020 Sensitization. I am tasked to introduce the resource person for today's program, which I believe you all know him. That is Dr. Edelbert Majau. Just let me give a brief introduction about Sir. Dr. Edelbert Majau is currently the head of the Department of Education, Postgraduate Section, Synod College, and I must say he is one of the very renowned educationist, also has done a lot of research work, and he has been a member of the Meghalaya College Teachers Association for many years, and is also currently a member of the Northeast Indian Education Society. And Sir will be speaking on two very pertinent topics today, that is motivated, energized, and capable faculty, and also on teachers' education. So, dear teachers, I believe at the end of this session, you will become more motivated, more energized, and in fact, more capable in dealing with the students, and especially with the new education policy 2020. So welcome again, sir, and I give this time to you for the presentation and also for the discussion that is going to come after this. Thank you so much and welcome.
Yes, so thank you so much, Ms. D. Rani, for the introduction. And with not much ado, we will straight away start with our session. So, good morning to everyone. And, I don't know, I have a question here that is how many of you have read the NEP? Anyone? If you have, just raise your hand. Can you off that? So I think by looking at what there's no indication here that anyone has read. So I'm gonna presume that okay, you know a little bit, but maybe you're waiting for more. So straight away, I'm going to take you to what we will be doing today. We will be talking, discussing more on teacher education and higher education. If you look at it, teacher education has got only 3 pages in that draft. And if you look at the higher education, when it talks about how teachers are supposed to be, like motivated, energized, and capable faculty, there's only 1 page only. So therefore, it has been my topic very, in fact, you can read by your own. It's very easy topic. But let me dwell with you something this morning. So first of all, I'd like to start with what basically the policy is all about. We know that the date of the implementation is on the 29th of July 2020. And there's a number of editions which were there earlier, 1964, 86. Okay, and the motto of this policy is to educate, encourage, and enlighten. Very basic pillars of what this policy is trying to address is on the access, the equity, the quality, and the accountability. We also have, for today, I'm just going to dwell a little bit on higher education. I think maybe it's a repetition, but just to start off from here. So we have here higher education, and we know now that students can get their certification as a first-year students. If he decides to enter and exit by the first year, the student will get certificate. In the second year, if he decides to exit, student will get an advanced diploma. Third year, his student will get a bachelor's degree. Fourth year, student will get a bachelor's degree with a research. There's something which now in the process which we are, NEHU is preparing, okay, and I think it's almost on the stage to, I think the administration level, they have finished the orientation, but we are in the stage of the academic bank of credit now, where, you know, a lot of it'll be a digital or virtual storehouse that contains the information of all the credits earned of each individual students throughout their journey of studying. And it will therefore enable the students to open their accounts and give multiple options for entering and leaving colleges or university. And as per the thing is that the student has 7 years. He can either, you know, he can jump out and in, he can be out and in from the thing, but the whole time period which is given to a student to pursue his academic degree would be for 7 years. Then we also have Higher Education Commission. This is something which will be replacing UGC. We also have something which will this particular commission will be also looking to the standard of higher education. We also look at how this NEP might be phasing out the affiliation colleges within the span of 15 years. We're also looking at multidisciplinary universities and colleges, and also at a thing of setting up one university in every district. We also looked at how we can have master's programs. Okay, master's could be of 2 years, could be of 1 year, and could be of an integrated of 5 years program. We're also looking at how MPhil would be discontinued, how students can pursue PhD directly after their 4th year of bachelor's degree. We're also looking at how 4 years undergraduate students could pursue their PhD unless they get a 7.5 marking, okay, CGPA marking. Now here is where I come to my topic of discussion, which I'm allotted at. That is the teacher education and teachers. So here's where the focus maybe is not directly, directly applicable to you all, but in the near future it could be. So therefore, it is just I would like to just kind of brief you on what could be the future aspects. By 2020, we see that minimal degree qualification for teaching would be of a 4-year integrated B.Ed. Second is that 2 years B.Ed will also be offered for those who have bachelor's degree. And also, we would also have a 1-year B.Ed which will be offered for who have 4-year multiple bachelor's degree or a person who already have a master's degree. So these are some of the aspects. So if you look at this diagram now, this picture, it would be of this category. That is the 4-year integrated B.Ed, 2 years of B.Ed, which is happening now, or either the 1-year B.Ed. Okay, now 4-year would be the integrated, those who are just finishing their 12th, they could opt for the 4-year integrated B.Ed. And those who have just finished their degree, they can opt for the 2-year B.Ed, and 1-year B.Ed could be also for those who have finished their masters. So therefore, we know we are gradually moving into a multidisciplinary college or university. We're looking at 2030 that the phasing off of these standalone colleges will happen. We are also looking at how getting admissions into all these B.Ed colleges would require now what we call it a CUET nowadays. Okay, so therefore we will be these students will be needing all that. We are also looking at how these dyads and bikes, which are located in every district, they are supposed now to cater to the teaching aspect, the teacher education aspects, where we have a master instructor in all these dyads, which are based in all the different districts. So these are some of the things, and at the same time, a lot of skills and vocational especially vocational skills, will be imbibed in these B.Ed courses, where art, music, agriculture, business, sports, carpentry, and a lot more will be added. So what is the thing here? We are trying to look at how we can improve teacher education. And they have, under the NEP, they have also drawn a way forward. Okay, we can say that is, we look at how the new and comprehensive national curriculum for teachers education can be developed. Although we are waiting for this has not come out. We are still waiting for it, and there are some guidelines which from the NCERT. Okay, they have also not given any as per now. So there is a wait for that. And why I'm mentioning this to the teachers here is that in the near future, there is a move to start this what we call is the 4-year integrated B.Ed. We are waiting for the curriculum framework in the teacher education aspects. Second thing is, it used to be in all these B.Ed colleges, there'll be a different change in the approach in this. Also, what we're looking in teacher education programs is that many composite multidisciplinary institutions can conduct this. So therefore, we are one of those, like we could be one of those composite, because we already have the different disciplines, that is science, arts, and commerce. So therefore, there is a good opportunity for our colleges, and also like maybe for Nongstoin, to start something, Nongstoin colleges there. Maybe you can start something there. Okay, so that's there. Then, as I mentioned, NTA testing has been there. So like to apply for B.Ed admission, it would be mandatory now under NEP 2020 that you finish your CUET. Okay, and now I would like to mention that it's not only the CUET UG, but this falls under the CUET PG. Okay, under CUET PG, there is a subject where you can fill in and you have to sit for that exams. Okay, so that is there. Now, merit-based scholarship will also be given for those 4-year B.Ed integrated, and there will be also a lot of they're going to look into the strictness, making sure that there is a certain amount of quality in teacher education institutions, and therefore like the previous standalone teacher education will be really evaluated. They will be looked into closely whether they are performing or non-performing. So then we also under this, we have this setting up of national missions for mentoring, okay, which is also a very new move. The move is that teachers who are already retired, senior teachers, those who are, have a lot of knowledge, who are very resourceful, they will be they will be contacted, and probably they can be continuing to serve their effort, their resources. That is another move from there. Then we have the National Higher Education Regulatory Council. Also under this, we see that a lot of sector of higher education will be included under this, so that it is monitored closely, not only by NCERT, but by this other regulatory body, that is National Higher Education Regulatory Council. So these are some of them. And as I mentioned again, I would like to mention that teacher eligibility tests, that is MTETs, all those SLET, at all stages will be also very, very important. So therefore, it seems like the policy is drawing for qualitative mode, Earlier, it was a lot of quantitative mode, and because there are many other institutions which are which are offering B.Ed courses or teacher education courses which are not really up to the mark. And I think under NEP they are trying to look at how they can empower or strengthen, the teacher education sector. So when we look at that, we have few points here also which NEP mentions, that teacher recruitment and deployment should be very important sector to be looked into. So therefore, and to make this sector very perfect, they have got this transparent transfer system, okay, which looks so everything is computerized. Then we have the strengthening of TETs, that is all teachers, whether it's foundation, preparatory, or middle or secondary, all of them, whether public or private, would be strengthened. We looked into how test scores and demonstration part of recruitment can happen. Okay, and that is on the way, where NTA is already in the process. We have also a tech-based planning for teachers recruitment. Okay, where teachers will be, vacancies, everything will be monitored online. Okay, and we also have restructuring of NCTE, the National Council of Teacher Education. This body will be also restructured. And finally, the certification of courses also, whether courses can be introduced for the pre-service teachers. Pre-service teachers here includes the fresh teachers who just finished their qualifications in various spheres of like maybe master's or degree or the bachelor's, and basically there will be some certificate courses which will be organized to help them in this sphere. So those are some points under that which we can look into through this NEP. Now the MEP also has a timeline which they have also mentioned, and is very clear that which year what will happen is given serially. We can see that, of course, in this timeline we see that major thing is about on the school education and all. What I like to draw in is that is something in, we see that 2021 they have a national council framework where teachers have to be done. Then under 2022 they have a common guiding set for national professional standards of teachers will be there. This has come out, a document has come out on this. And 25 we see that all governments and all should strengthen their finances on education. We see on schools, and that 50% of learners should also be involved in vocational education. We also see that so the process is on, and everything is being drawn clearly and step by step. There are various reports and documents which comes out every year as the policy is moving. So there are many other volumes of some part, you can say, they are part of the process. Now under this also, we also need to look at that we see that in the end of 2040, we see that the policy is fully operational. Following this, a comprehensive review will be taken. That is in 2040. But the aim is like, by 2030, most of the thing will be settled down. Okay. The review system as planned is on 2040 to review what has already happened. But the main target is by 2030. I think that is as per with teacher education, what is concerned with teacher education. We see that teacher education will gradually be moved into multidisciplinary colleges and university with minimum degree qualifications of 4 years or a B.Ed. So these are some of the moves which is happening in the area of teacher education sector. Okay, so these are things which important aspects of teacher education, and I think some aspect of this is relevant to us, some may not be relevant, but under what the topic has been given to me, so I'm just discussing that in a future perspective of how colleges like Synod College, even Nongstoin so can move ahead with the implementation or the in the process of the application for the ITET. Okay, that is the teacher education programs. Now, I want to, from here, I'm going to move to the second topic, which is assigned to me, the second area, which talks about higher education. Okay. Now, under this, if you have a look at the National Education Policy document, it is a one-page document, and interestingly, whatever is there is, understandable. But in spite of that, I want to, reflect with you on some of the areas which, we can move ahead and maybe draw a kind of a vision program of how we, as teachers, we can move ahead. So that is where I'm looking at how we can do work out in this second aspect. Now, in the later part of this discussion, I will also need you to be active, because I will be asking you a few questions, okay, a few things to interact about. So that will happen in another 10-20 minutes. So now, first of all, higher education under the NEP policy, they have said, let us get teachers now, let us have faculties who are motivated, energized, and capable. These are the main 3 points. Motivated, teachers who are motivated, teachers who are energized, and teachers who are capable to handle the situation. So in this prospect, there is a thing which comes into mind, that is the development of professionalism, or what we can say as the CPD, that is the continuous professional development. So as teachers, we are expected under NEP that we continuously get ourselves engaged in training ourselves, getting ourselves engaged in updating ourselves, okay, to handle the 21st century learners. So as Albert Einstein had mentioned here, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Okay, so that is very important. The second aspect, the training of the mind to think. This is what is happening. We have to get engaged ourselves into that, training our mind to think. So once we are engaged, we can also let our students look into that. So there are 10 points here which I want to mention, which how we as teachers can look into the preparing ourselves into the 21st century, and how we can encourage, or how we can strategize ourselves, how we can initiate ourselves in handling this 21st century. So the first thing here which pops up is the continuous professional development. As teachers, we have to offer ourselves for ongoing professional development opportunities, okay, and focus on the emerging technologies, the new pedagogical approaches, and instructional strategies which are relevant to the 21st century classroom. That is something which we need to work into. The second aspect which we need to look into is the digital literacy training. When we talk about this digital literacy skills we need to have, we need to be including in our proficiency of educational tools we can handle, online resources, or even digital platforms for teaching and learning. So we have to get ourselves equipped to this. Third aspect is the integration of the 21st century skills. Now, when we talk about this, we emphasize on the development as well as the integration of how we can use skills of the 21st century, that is creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and problem-solving skills. When we look into the cultural competencies and diversity training, we are looking into how we can train or incorporate the diversity in culture, how we can equip our teachers into including culture responsive learning environments, and how we can celebrate the diversity and promote social justice. And in the fifth point, it talks about experiential learning opportunities. Yes, each teacher is expected to offer opportunities so that we can engage into experiential learning activities such as job shadowing, Now, when we talk about job shadowing, there's a new thing which comes in, how we can look into ourselves, like how we can follow somebody into that particular job which we are seeking, which we plan to seek. So that is something which I want to, request teachers. When we talk about experiential learning opportunities, job shadowing also comes in a lot. Peer observation comes in, collaborative projects comes in. Okay, understanding about the practices, the teaching practices, that comes in. Okay, so we need to look into. The sixth point here is that data informed decision making. We need to look into how we can provide training on data analysis and interpretation, and how teachers can make decision making immediate, track students' progress, and personalize learning experiences. Okay, we also, in point number 7 here, we're emphasizing on social and emotional learning, the SEL. Now, it is a very important aspect where we integrate in our system. We have to integrate in our system how we can prepare programs and professional development programs, how to cater to social and emotional well-being. Okay, and how we can have a positive relationship. Then number 8 talks about mentorship and coaching. Yes, this is a very, very important aspect where a teacher or maybe a novice student is following under the guidance of a senior teacher, and continuously having feedbacks and coaching and mentoring the students for future progress. Number 9 is on collaborative learning communities. And here is also very important, because when we come in communities, this is where teachers can come and share resources, ideas, and best practices. Okay, and this is where we need to look into also. And lastly is the flexibility and adaptability. When we talk about flexibility, it is very much up to the teacher to be very flexible, because we are teaching a new generation. We don't know where they will land up later. So we have to be very flexible in our approach, as well as adaptable in our approach, so that we can cater to these kind of, to our future students. So those are some points which we need to look into. How do we empower our teachers? As per NEP states, it states that technology base is something which we need to empower. We need to have more autonomy, give more responsibility to the teachers. We need to have more of what CPD, as I mentioned, the career professional development or the career growth needs to take place. Academic leadership has to be, a new move, a new role which teachers have been asked now is to take into the academic leadership positions. Okay. Another thing is the NPST. Okay. The National Professional Standards for Teachers. This is almost on the process. The report is almost coming out. Then we have the teacher professional development based on merit. Teachers have to complete 50 hours of CPD. Okay, this is something which is new also, which has been mentioned by NEP 2020. And lastly, improving the services through better infrastructure at school. So these are something which we need to look into. Now, teachers, we are in the higher education system. And in fact, we probably would look at our CPD in this way. Usually it is this which we move from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. And finally, stage 4 has been now offered in colleges. And if we look at the years, I'm just going through, that we need the CPD for all these opportunities to move from one stage to the other. And but this is not necessarily the main aspect. This is more of professional or maybe your own aspect of one individual teacher moving on. So let me just go through in case. Here we have the number of years. Here years, U is university, the number of years which a teacher can move from stage 1 to stage 2 is that he would need 4 years if he has not completed his PhD or his MPhil. He will need 5 years if he's completed his MPhil, and 6 years if he's if not completed either of them. So therefore, he will need, if he's completed his PhD, he will need only 4 years to move to stage 2. And from stage 2, you will need 5 years, and then stage 3, 3 years, and stage 3 to stage 4, 3 years. But if we look at the college also, we almost follow the same system. 4 years if with PhD, 5 years with MPhil, and 6 years without any of them. Okay, then 5 years, 3 and 3. Now the programs which we have to fulfill to move from one stage to the other, that is under the program that is universities. We have the in fact we have the induction program now, what we call it. It's not no more called as orientation program. And then we have the refresher course, and from there we go to stage 2. He has to complete 2 of them, 1 of them, and in stage 4 none of them. So the same thing which is followed in the college. We have the OP, RC has to be done 2 years, 2 of them, 1 and 0. Publication, as per in university, publication you need 1, here 3, here 7, here 10. But in publication in the colleges is nil until you want to move into professorship level. Okay, that's where you will need your 10 publication. Then in the API sector, okay, these are the only thing which is considered in stage 3. Under university, you need 70 points. Whereas in the colleges, API in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you don't really need anything, except if you go to stage 4, you will need 110 points. A PhD, university, yes, you will need it in stage 2 and stage 3 onwards. But in the college level, you will need PhD in stage 3 onwards. Okay, so these are something why I mentioned is something for you to look into also. Not that it's so important, okay, but to look into how we can move from one stage to the other, or something which we are talking about, the continuous professional development. Another thing which is needs to be mentioned when we are doing promoting or coming up with submission of thesis or books, we need to also be aware that the level 0, that is when we talk of plagiarism, we need to see the similarities. If there is only 10%, then that is minor, no penalty. Level 1, if there is something from 10% to 40%, okay, then that might not, time will be given to revise within 6 months. But if the level is 2, that is 40 to 60, such students will be debarred or have to be revised over a period of 1 year. And if it is above 60, then probably the registration of that students registered for PhD will be cancelled. So these are something for you to be aware. This is regard to PhD thesis. This is something with regards to publication, almost the same thing, okay? But the penalty is different, especially with level 3. That's where shall not be allowed to supervise. This is where the person will not be allowed to supervise, especially when it comes to associate professors or professor level. This will be the main difference. So it's almost the same, 10% minor, 10 to 40, withdraw the manuscript, 40 to 50. You shall be denied the right for annual increment. Okay, and level 3 will be denied the right to 2 successive annual increment. So anyway, then how we can go about checking that? There are 2 which have been suggested: plagiarism test softwares, Urkun and Turnitin. Of course, we have now another one which has been yesterday. I went to the university and they've started this new one also. That is Drillbit. Okay, and I think this is something which we need to look into also, where we can get access. The option is if the college writes to InfluentNet, and InfluentNet does give some some concessions in buying the software. Now, another thing which I like to draw into your thing, when we're talking about this continuous development, teacher education, teacher as motivated, there's a new thing which has started now under the human resource development. All human resource development centers in India have been asked from October last year, 2022, to change their name of the program also. The whole idea was to move into this NEP 2020 orientation and sensitization. And now all the human resource centers have changed their name, have renamed themselves, and are conducting so many courses because they have got a deadline that I think deadline every year. They have to complete so much orientation program in sensitization to all the colleges and university teachers with regards to NEP 2020. So therefore, it is my humble request that all of the teachers should do a program under this. Of course, our HRDC in NEHU does offer this program, and I would like you to go to this and you actually every month they have got two programs. And the best part of this program, these programs are in the afternoon. It's from 1 o'clock onwards, you know. So, and these programs are basically for 9 to 10 days. And so therefore, this is after some time, this would be made mandatory that each teacher will have to complete these programs. So this is my humble request to all the teachers: take the opportunity of trying to enroll yourself for these programs. Now, how do we enroll for these programs is very simple. There's written there in the registration link. Okay, you go to this link, https://mmc.ugc.ac.in. Then when you click on this page, you will have to register yourself under that. Now, that also I can assist you in going to that page, and we will try to see how we can look into that aspect. So now once you have clicked on that, okay, this is the aspects, this area will come. Let us go to this website. This website you will get under hrdcnehu.com/courses/. Now under this, if you click on the registration, this page will come. Okay, now it's very simple. All the instructions are written on the page also. Instruction for registration to the program. Now there are two aspects which you have to apply here. First one is the portal registration. Go to this MMU UGC there. Okay, and I think the steps is very clearly written there, which you can just follow. In case you have any problem, you can contact me or any of our teachers also. I think some of our teachers already enrolled in this. Okay, so you can check on that. So first step is to enroll yourself in this MMC. Okay, then after you enroll yourself, you can go into the application for training program. That is where you start choosing where you will apply, which program you apply under, and what usually you can pick up any other, but here we have taken the Northeastern Hill University. So therefore you will be able to you'll be asked to choose which university you would like to do it from. Then you have to opt for Northeastern Hill University or maybe any other, and then maybe choose Meghalaya as your state, and then you go on with thing. So finally it will come with this: choose the program that you wish to apply. You will click on participate. After that, yes. Then comes the point of joining the session, that day when you join the session. Now under that day when you join the session, there are only 3 steps. First step, you go to http://mmc ugcac.in, click on login. Then you go to my team training, that is shown. See, it's shown there out here, my NEP team training. You can go on that, and then after that you go next on the right hand side of the thing and join session. Okay, so that is step 1. After that join session, you will have to go to the profile. Step 2, go to the profile, update your profile. Okay, that is the nomination letter. This, what will happen, it will come in your email. Okay, and from there you can update. Once you finish browse, choose your nomination letter, upload that, update. Okay, then the next thing is they ask you about the profile again. Here you will choose the ID of the employee. Here you can give the college ID also. Okay, final step is that, and then please again press update. And then this is the last one, that is updating your photograph. Okay, the photograph you will have, again go here, browse, choose your photograph, and then upload, and then press next update here after you finish the upload. Okay, so those are some of the basic steps. Of course, it's not a big problem. You will manage it. There are instructions already there, and still if you face any other problem, you can always contact us. Okay, you can always seek for help, not only from me but many other geniuses around the place, so they can always help you in that. Okay, so that is when we talk about CPD. This is one of the thing you've entered today. But I request you to join this NEP 2020. These are programs which are offered in a national level, very important programs. You will be asked later whether you have completed a program in NEP 2020, and this is where you will need to prove yourself that yes, I have entered, and these are the programs which I've faced. I have, and this is also the certification is on a national level. Okay, certification is very good, very important aspect. Okay, as you know that anything which comes out from Human Resource Development Center is a very important certification. So next, I want to talk, since I'm seeing some of them are from teachers which have already been there for some time. I do want to talk about this process of curriculum development. Just to just few slides on how what is the way ahead in this whole process of curriculum development. So how do we going about is this, that UGC has already given guidelines here on learning outcome based curriculum framework, the LOCF. This is very important guidelines which has been adopted in many universities, especially in colleges also we are adopting. I think we are in the process of framing the new curriculum that is in the 3rd, 4th, 5th semester. Okay, so these some guidelines should be taken, and I think basically everything is given under this this guideline. So if you get opportunity, please download this this guideline. Okay, it's under UGC. You just have to type learning outcome based curriculum framework for undergraduate education. Of course, there is a postgraduate program also, but this is specifically for undergraduate teachers. Now, what is there under this guideline? I'm just going to talk about a little bit, 5 slides, 6 slides on what is there under this learning outcome based curriculum framework. Now, under this, first thing we need to understand what is the process which it goes about. And this is the whole concept, because since they mentioned it is a learning outcome based approach, we need to look at how, what would be the learning outcome. That is first thing. When we frame a curriculum, when we're making a syllabus, we need to know what would be the learning outcome. The second thing is, what do we expect to achieve from the students? Third is, what would it help our student teachers or whoever is employed, would it help us, help these people to develop certain skills that will be shown after he completes that particular course. Okay, so these are some aspects which we need to look into when we're talking about the LOCF. Okay, now some of the objectives of LOCF here, it helps to formulate the graduate attributes, qualification descriptors, program learning outcomes, and course learning outcomes of expected, which holder of that qualification is expected to have. Okay. Second one is to enable prospective students, parents, employees, and others to understand the nature and level of learning outcomes. That involves whether it is knowledge, whether it's skills, attitudes, or values. Okay. And the other 2 more are there, but they're not so important. Okay. Now, those are some of the major objectives. And under this learning outcome based curriculum, these are the main components should be taken care. Number 1 is graduate attributes. Okay, now we will be talking on each of them. Now, but all these, whatever we're talking about, is in that document, in this document already. So you don't really need, everything is self-explainable. Okay, whenever you're framing the curriculum, especially I can see some teachers are in the process of framing curriculum. They are part of the framing of the curriculum. I think you need to be more aware about this learning outcome-based curriculum framework. Okay, it will help a lot for our future generation and for our future course of study. So therefore, when we look at graduate attributes, we have to look at this, a few of these: graduate attributes, program learning outcomes, course learning outcome, teacher learning strategies, and assessment. These are the main components which have to be kept in mind while making your curriculum. So, so first of all, we talk about what is these graduate attributes. Actually, they are particular qualities of future which is expected from a individual when he is doing his particular graduation. we expect him certain things. Okay, what kind of learning experiences we can give? So these are some of the examples which we expect from a graduate attribute like this. He should be disciplinary. He should have some kind of knowledge. He should have good communication. He should be in the mode of critical thinking. He can solve problem. He can analyze. He can do some related research, related skills. He can work in team. He can cooperate. His scientific reasoning is there, as well as reflecting thinking. Now, these graduate attributes will differ from one university to the other, one college to the other. It will differ. But it is up to that person who is defining or who's making the curriculum to choose which would be the main points he would like to include in his graduate attributes. Second thing is the qualification descriptor. Here is the outcome and attributes that are associated with a particular course or program. Okay, so that's where we look into how point of reference for global competency, whether students can be fielded in many other expected areas. Okay, these are some of those points. Then we look at the program learning outcomes, what we expect from that particular program. If he's doing a master program education, he's doing MSc in this, or whatever program he's doing, what are those program learning outcomes? What is the outcome in the end we're looking at? Okay, then after that, we have the course learning outcome. After a particular course, what is the outcome of that course? You know, outcome when he completes that particular course, that particular, we can say that particular paper, which he's opted for, what would be the outcome after he completes that? That is something which you're looking into. We're looking into how we can assess LOCF, okay, how we can assess them. Okay, there are different ways of assessing them, different methods to assess them. Okay, we are talking about formative assessment nowadays. We're talking about summative assessment, how we can assess students through many different ways. Okay, observation or seminar presentation or viva vows or interviews or computer adapting testing or many other ways we can look into. Now, how do we get all these systems? Again, there is a guideline, and it is known under this guideline has also come from UGC and is known as Evaluation Reform in Higher Educational Institutions. That also has been given by them. For example, they have given something like this: written mode. What are the written mode examination? What are the oral mode examination? What are the practical mode examination and integrated mode examination? So this is many other ways how we can integrate all these process. Now, the final thing, since some of you are in the process of the thing, I'm going to share with you some of the guidelines. You know, after all, making the attributes, making the program learning outcome, then the course learning outcome. In the end, also we can come up with a syllabus, something like this, where you know, the name of the paper, and as mentioned by UGC, all master's program will be starting from 500 onwards. So that 400 will be the degree program, you know, 300 will be degree program, 200 degree program, 100 will be degree program, bachelor's program, but 501 onwards will be master's program. Now, what is L, T, and P here when we're looking at it? L will be lecture, 3 credits would be given to lecture for a particular paper. Here tutorials will be 1, and if those subjects which they have practicals will be having 0. So credit maybe be 4, but total marks 100. But we look at this is where we talk about the formative assessment and summative assessment. When we look at formative assessment here, 50 is the while the students are doing their you know, in the course of their study, they are being assessed. Else this is something in the end of their study, like end examination is where we have the assessment. Now, those are some kind of assessments. I'm going to go a little bit fast. I'm not going to dwell much. Okay, so when we talk about formative assessment, again, here we say class tests, open book tests, how did the students perform, online tests, article writing tests, objective tests, class assignment tests, bibliographies, you know, all these report portfolios, all these could be under the written mode formative assessment. Or we could have an oral mode assessment when it comes to discussion, okay, role playing, quiz, think, pair, share, seminar. Or we can have integrated mode assessment, presentation, seminar, field assignment, poster presentation, or portfolios. Finally, we come to summative assessment. This is something which will be decided together with the university. So these are some ways to look into. Now, basic thing again, we come to this now. These are what has NEP has already mentioned. Now, just few points on how I look at all this. Okay, I look at all this as this. We are going to our classroom. These are our students. Andrew, Babok, Carol, Danny, Edwin, Felix, all these students are there in the class. We are walking into these classrooms. How do we look at them? Now Andrew might be writing a Harry Potter adventure on scrapping on some papers. Babak is daydreaming of some equation. Carol is singing tunes. Danny is basically painting something on the window pane. Here we have Edwin, who's waiting for physical education class. When can he get out of the class? We have also Felix here, who looks into how he can create fun for new food fest or something like that. We have Gracel here, who wants to do some online or in-class spiritual counseling. We have different. Here we have Hubert, who brings new animal. Anne passing by. He brought an Anne or caterpillar or something in the class. He's fiddling with them. We have Ignatius, who's writing something in the back of his notebook. So we have so many kinds of students in our classroom. Okay, and therefore, when we go to our classroom, we teachers usually lecture. We write in the blackboard. We ask students questions. After we wait for them to finish their work, and then we walk out. So this NEP is asking us to move on. Is asking us that teacher now not only go to the classroom, lecture, write, but try to get into presenting to students the different intelligence which these students have. Try to answer to what Andrew has, Babok have, all these students in your class. Try to bring in music into the classroom. Try to draw more pictures. Try to provide some hand-on experiences more. So basically, what is the way ahead when we talk about this motivated, energized, and capable faculty? We are talking about, my suggestion here is we are talking, and I want you to remember of this triangle. This triangle, when we talk about this teachers who will be teaching the 21st century, when we're talking about a role of teacher, how will I move on with this NEP 2020? What is my move? What is my take on it? So it is very simple. Now is where I will need your interaction. Okay. Okay. Now, open your answer. This is what I was trying to look for. The four-letter word. Okay. Now it's positive, not bad word, not a beautiful word. Can you give me the word ending with this? Okay. It's LO. I've given you clue LO dash dash. Can you give me a full word? Anyone? Now you could please teachers respond. Now I will need you to interact a little bit, 5 minutes or so to interact with me. Okay, so I would request you to give me the answer. I'm looking for a word, 4-letter word. Okay, and the 2-letter I have given to you. Now you have to give me the other 2. Hello, anyone there? Hello. Should I call the name of the person?
So,
Yes.
could it be loud?
Loud,
You
not really.
loud,
I'm
loud.
looking something else.
So, is it love?
It's not love. Also, I know love is in the air, but it's not love. Any other?
Is it look? LOOK?
Yes, correct. That is the word. So that is one word I'm looking. The word which I'm looking for. The word which is given to us. Okay. Now I don't know who has given to us. I'm not connected with who has given this. Who's given that word? Okay. Okay. So thank you, Bada, for giving that word. The word is look, and therefore, this is what we need to look. We need to see. Okay. Is the word is look. Now I'm going to give you a few pictures here, which you have to see, and you have to look and tell me what do you see. What do you see? Yes. Anyone? What do you see here? What did you see? You've given the word look, so you're looking at some picture. Yes. What do you see? Please answer. Now, next 5 minutes will be interactive interaction a little bit, please. What do you see? Yes, waiting.
It's a woman.
Correct. And what else? Yeah, it's a woman. But then, yes, very good answer. But then we see there's a horse there. Do you see a horse there? Do you see some birds there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what happens here is again what the word your friends have given just now. We need to look at things. We need to go into the policy and relook at things in the policy. Okay, this is not the end of it. You hear from Sir Edelbert, everything is the end of NEP. Is that no? It's a thing where you have to go again and look at things again. Now I have second picture. I don't know whether you like pictures or not, but this is the second pictures I'm going to show you. How many horse do you see? You can type in the chat box. Those who have difficulty in even to say, you can also type in the chat box. Okay, I just want to see you. You type. Okay, how many horses do you see there? Okay, you can start typing in the chat box. This just to check whether everyone is active. I'm looking at the chat box and waiting for you to reply. Okay, we have scale ball 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can see some 5. Okay. Yeah. So again, it's a question of thank you so much for answering there. Again, it is something like that which you need to look at the policy again. First thing, you might see only 2. Then you maybe, after looking at things again, as your friend have given this word, it is not me who has said the word look. Your friend only has given the word look, and therefore I'm sticking by it by saying we need to relook and look at things, so that we can we can come up with a clearer picture of what this policy is all about. Okay, now you can tell me again, next picture, look carefully at this image, whether this person's side view or front view. Please type in the chat box. Do you see side view or front view? You just type side, front. Okay, there's an interesting answer has come there. Okay, yes, both, and some front and side. Okay, so we have somebody who looked at from the side perspective. Maybe when we look at this policy, we might be looking at the negativity of this policy. Some people might be looking at the positivity of this policy. But as academicians, we need to look as one of your friends have already answered. Yes, we have Karina and Jeffrey have answered both. It is both. We need to look at the policy in both ways so that we can move ahead with the policy. Okay, so that's what the teachers are asked to. Now, next question. You just tell me it's 3 or 4. You can just type in the chat box. It's 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Okay. Okay, we have both now. Okay. Okay. Then we have Darlin says 4. Okay. Okay, so that's where we are moving. Now you're becoming very careful now. You're not answering fast. Huh? So this is where we need to look at. When we look at this policy NEP 2020, okay, we need to look at what the word I can mention here. We have to empathize with, the empathy word. We have to look from the other person's point of view. Okay, not only from our point of view, we need to look at that aspect. So, both of them are right because both of them are seeing their own point of view. So therefore, the policy also needs to be looked from this angle. Okay. Next one. Which word do you see first? Type in the chat box, please. Okay, so thank you. We have got words here like Jude, stir, love, love, love. Okay, three words: love, love, love. Yeah. So again, what I'm trying to prove by this picture here is that sometimes we always look from the left to the right, from top to bottom first. We read. Sometimes we need to relook at the policy. Sometimes we need to study the policy in between and then go back from front to back. This policy is a very good policy. In fact, it's only 65 pages. And therefore we need to really study and maybe have a look at the policy again. And sometimes it's the policy, we need to look at certain kind of policy, not only from the left to right or from bottom, from up to down. We could read it from otherwise. See, if we're reading from below, say maybe the first word which will come in is intelligence. Instead of love, there should be intelligence. So therefore we need to, have, as a teacher, relook at things in a different way. Okay, we need to look at different way. Okay, I think, oh yes, we've got some words here. Intelligence, yes, very good. Thank you, Sayu. Yeah. So we need to look in that. So now next picture is the left center circle bigger than the right center? Which one is bigger, left or right? Just right, left or right? So here we have Jeffrey left. The others are thinking now, looking, measuring it, I think. You're using measuring tape, I think, right now. Yes, waiting for one or two more answers. Left, 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 left. Oh, most of them are left. Okay. Left, left. Oh, since everyone's left, everyone's left. In fact, yes, yeah, Laya is correct. Yeah, both of them are of the same size. It's just the surrounding which big. So sometimes when everyone says NEP, 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 like it sounds so big. When few people are not talking about NEP, it sounds so small. You're not important. When a lot of people talk about NEP, is so important. So sometimes we need to relook at things. Okay, the importance of what this policy can be extracted is something which we have to do by our own. We have to do by ourselves. Last picture, or second last picture, you can say, how many legs does this elephant have? Just write down the number. Yes, most of them are counting the legs there. How many legs does this elephant have? Julius says 4. Okay, Bada 4. Okay, all science teachers have taught you well, huh? Elephant have to have only. Oh, Jeffrey has got 5. Good, good. Okay, 5 legs. This elephant have 5 legs. Okay. Now, if I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I could reach with 9 also. Okay, Bada also has got 5. Again, my dear teachers, it all depends on how we look at the policy. Okay, we can interpret the policy is very vague. We can interpret in many ways. Okay, so therefore we need to be more acquainted with the policy, because whether you like it or not, the policy is already on. It's all about implementation. Now everybody is waiting for everybody or somebody to take a way forward. In fact, it also depends on how we take this way ahead. Okay, it has given, the policy is very vague. It, in fact, is very it's covered all the areas. It all depends on how we move ahead and how we look at things. How we, as your friend has said, how we look at things. That is very important. And the last questions which I'm gonna ask you, this question you can answer also later when you meet me. You can just show what is the what do you see in this picture. Okay, this is something you can answer later, not now only, but you can answer later. What do you see in this picture? Can you see people in this picture? And if you do see, you tell me what action are these people doing? Okay, that when we meet in the physically, you can show me, and I will make sure I carry a prize with me. Okay, so that is where I want you to look. Can you see people in this picture? If yes, say yes, so I will come and meet you if you have some picture. Or maybe Tuesday we are meeting, Tuesday or Wednesday we are meeting. Yes, Jilio, okay. When I meet you, I will ask you what is the action in this. Okay, yes. But Jilio is my Jilio cheating. Last class you were there, I think. Jeffrey, oh yes, Jeffrey, but up all these. Okay, so I'm eagerly waiting to meet you in the physical session, the offline session we'll have on Wednesday, to ask you what is the action which you see. So, teachers, this is what we are looking at. As one of your friends have said, this policy, okay, NEP 2020. When we're looking at how we are looking at ourselves as getting motivated, energized, and how we can be capable, is only by one mantra. That mantra is about looking at things, looking at the NEP closely. Okay, seeing what is about, reading about it a lot. Okay, and the second word which I'm also looking is, can anyone give me the second word? It's again 1, 2, 3, 6-letter word. Good, hey, beautiful word, huh? Okay, 6-letter word. Can anyone give me the 6-letter word? Six-letter word. Can you type? You can even unmute yourself also. You can give me the word. Not even type. You can unmute yourself also and give me the 6-letter word. Earlier, Badab has given. Who will give me next? Yes, who will give me next? Waiting. 6-letter word. Oh, legacy. Yes, I've got now. Legacy, no. Okay. Kitbong. Kitback, correct. Oh, okay. Miss Day also is participating. Oh, okay. Mrs. Karinia. Yes, correct. The word is listen. Okay. The word is listen. So therefore, now in this process of listening, now when you're listening to me, you write down this question I'm going to ask you. Okay, just write down, and if you in the chat box, you can write down this question. Okay, now I'm just going to stop sharing for a while. Now you just write on the chat box this question. The question is, 10 horses have 24 legs. Just write down that in the chat box. 10 horses have 24 legs. Ten horses have 24 legs. You can write in the chat box. 10 horses have 24 legs. How will you write that? Ten horses have 24 legs. Ten horses have 24 legs. So I don't know now, because of time, I'm just going to give you the answer now. I don't know of how many of you have written this as the answer. Okay, but it's all about how we listen at things and how much idea we have at things. So therefore, okay. So therefore, we need, when we are using the word now, when your friend have given, or so many of your friends here have given the word listen, we need to listen carefully on what this policy has to offer. We need to listen to our students carefully. We need to listen to, our teachers carefully. We need to listen to our circle of friends or circle of academicians carefully, and see, sometimes we misinterpret even the spoken word. When I said just now, 10 horses have 24 legs. It could be this, that 10 horses have 24, F-O-R-E, 4 legs. So therefore, sometimes even to the spoken words, we can be misinterpreting it. And therefore, we need to also look into those aspects. Second aspect is what we need to listen to is the unspoken. It could be in the body language of our students. It could be body language of our colleagues. It could be something which people have it within themselves, and they are not speaking. Sometimes in their action, they could look very sad, distressed, all that kind of thing. So there are some things like that. Maybe as teachers, I think you're very well aware of how they sometimes have these certain unspoken words. So therefore, what I'm requesting you is to listen carefully to these things. First of all, look carefully at what is there. Second word which is given by your friends is to listen carefully. And third is the acting or doing part. This I'm giving you. Okay, it is important to have this, but the acting doing part happens only when you start looking at things carefully and listening at things carefully. Then the acting and doing part becomes easy. And therefore, to conclude, when this triangle is met, that I hope you remember this triangle, the triangle of looking at seeing things, the triangle of listening and hearing at things, and finally acting will come easily when you have done those two aspects. And therefore, I think those are these 3 points which I want you to take away. These are the points where it will help you to be motivated, it'll help you to be energized, and it'll help you to be capable faculty members. Okay, with this, I will not carry forward. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope to meet especially the others also in the offline mode sometime in Wednesday or something. Okay, and all the best to especially the Nongstoin College teachers. Okay, and thank you to all the teachers listening to me patiently. Some of them are my senior teacher also. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Okay, and have a good day. Thank you so much.